I would say every day make a better decision. Wake up. This is how I'm going to focus today.
Okay.
If this happens, I'm not going to react. I can respond, but not react.
Okay.
Make a decision and be honest with yourself. You know you have to go to a family function.
Right.
You know things are going to be chaotic with some family members.
Right.
You can make a decision. When this happens, either I'm going to excuse myself or I'm not going to internalize it.
Right.
But I'm going to practice being whole. My peace is valuable. I paid for this.
Right.
That daily decision. You know what? I'm okay.
Right.
I'm okay. Get
Right.
up.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep moving towards the healing.
Daily.
Welcome. Hello. I am Sybil Bull, your host for Faith Based Optimum Living, where we share transformative content on emotional wellness, purpose-driven living, and a meaningful life. We're going to dive into some really great things as we're continuing talking about vision, where we're going to talk about how it helps you to grow, help you to plan, see ahead, and also maybe do some self-awareness, self-examining so that you can see where you are. And we've broken this up into different series where we're talking about, first of all, maybe in this area of your life, there's some fog. So we're going to continue our conversation talking about moving the fog out of your life. And when I say fog, that means that you have visibility. If you've ever been in a natural fog, you have the capability of seeing, but it's very limited how far you can see when there's some fog around you. And I think like not too long ago, there was like this foggy morning. I woke up, I opened up my window and I looked out and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much fog. And this thing about fog is that you cannot see very far. Sometimes the person beside you, if you're walking or if you're even driving, you can't see. You can turn on your high beams if you've been driving and still can't see all the obstacles in front of you. And that doesn't mean you don't have the ability for vision or to see. Sometimes it's just really limited and there are other things, elements that are stopping it. So today I have the privilege of having my friend back. Tena Gladney is with me again. And if you have not watched that last episode, I want you to go back and watch it. It's so good. We're talking about blind spots and how what you don't know could hurt you, right? It could hold you back. And so we just had a really good dialogue and she shared some things. And today we're going to get into a deeper conversation as we talking about distorted vision. I know all of us, I know maybe you don't want to say it was you, but I know personally for myself, I have had distorted vision. I've had distorted vision when it comes to God. I've had distorted vision when it came to my life. I've had distorted vision even in my marriage, in ministry, in so many different areas of my life. And I know that it really comes from a place where it's in the soul, right? Where we're looking and saying, well, I don't understand or whatever, or I see it this way. And it's distorted. Distorted again doesn't mean I can't see. It's the way I'm seeing it. What is it that I'm seeing and what I always say, what filter am I looking through or hearing things through? And so today we're going to talk about some healing. We're going to talk about how it skews the vision, even what God is saying to you. Maybe something happened that you were not expecting and now you have distorted vision. You're like, I thought I knew where I was going. I thought this was happening. So it could be coming from a place of wounds. And when we are hurt and when things have happened either in our past or perhaps in our present, there are ways that it distorts a lot of things in our lives. And we're going to get into this conversation because what we want you to be able to see, we want you to lead, we want you to grow so that when the future comes, you're able to know what to do. So I want to welcome back Tena Gladney. So welcome, Tena.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here. I'm loving your color combo.
Thank you, sister.
Ain't she looking good, y'all? And if you can't see her, because I know you're listening, you're going to have to go to YouTube to see how pretty she is and how nice she looks and her beautiful smile. We're about to really get into this conversation. And just in case you have not been introduced to Tena, Tena is a transformative coach. She is a pastor. She is a leader. And she's really been helping a lot of people walk through what we call inner healing. She's been teaching the Word of God. She is deep in the Word of God. If you're looking for a Bible class and you want to learn, let me just get a little plug in there. Tena's really good, but she's also really good for spiritual restoration and she loves the Lord. We're going to go into what it looks like to really talk about distorted vision and how it skews what's happening in our lives. So for me, I'm going to say, hey, I have a lot of distorted vision. I don't believe that you can get forward in life, or you can go very far if you don't deal with distorted vision. I think that you can accomplish a lot of things, and you can be famous. You could be so much, and people could celebrate you, and you still have distorted vision, meaning that sometimes we have these inner secret wounds. Sometimes I say secret because we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to deal with it. And today I want us to really have this deep conversation. I hope y'all are really ready, because Tina is going to share some really good things that it's going to give you the steps, the tools, or even some resources of what you need to do moving forward. So tell me this, Tina, is it possible for you to talk about what is it to have a soul wound? What is it to have a soul wound? When we hear soul, like people are like, I heard they betrayed me, they reject me.
Right.
I can't believe people did, that's a soul wound to me.
Right.
But what does it really mean to have that?
I'll give an example. So growing up, I grew up in an abusive environment. And I was blessed to have a leader come in my life, an elder come in my life, who was everything my abuser wasn't.
Wow.
So they came in and they were a parental figure for me, and it was a blessing. So I started growing and I started growing. And when I started growing, they started rejecting me.
What?
And it
wait a minute.
Yes.
So they were doing all the things, and then now you are growing after all of that and the rejection.
Right.
Wow.
So the distorted vision was putting them in a category they didn't belong in.
Wow. You already jumping off? You jumping off? Wow.
So listen. So they were there for part of my healing.
Okay.
But when you make a person your everything, they're not able to fulfill that.
Wow.
So when I started growing in areas that I didn't need them in, I didn't put them in a category of being human themselves.
Okay.
So they saw my growth as rejecting them. Versus
Wait. So you're saying someone is pouring into you.
Yes.
Taking time, and now that you don't need them,
they saw it as rejection.
They saw that as rejection.
And they took it so far.
I think somebody just got an answer.
Listen, they took it so far, but I couldn't look at them from a healed viewpoint till years later.
Okay. Because now you're hurt.
Right. I was hurt because I trusted you.
Right.
And you were everything I needed as a parent.
Wow.
And so as I started growing, I couldn't understand the rejection. But they were feeling rejected. And so they in turn became controlling and abusive. Verbally, emotionally, but I was so open. So what I've learned from that, and let me tell you the distorted part. Whenever someone comes into your life to help you as a mentor, as a guide, as a mother figure, as a father figure, we have to be careful not to put them in other categories.
That's so good.
So it's knowing what they were there for.
That's so good.
The hurt was from my expectation. I thought you could be the whole package. Wow. But you weren't there to be the whole package. How often does that happen? People get upset because you're not fulfilling everything they need. Right. But this person wasn't there to fulfill all those needs. So while I couldn't understand why they were changing, they couldn't understand my growth. So they became controlling.
Okay, so let's take a moment, because we're talking about distorted, right?
Yes.
So let's just take a moment, because I know that this could be sensitive for a lot of people who are still in that space where maybe they did have abuse and there was trauma and other things are going on. And you're saying that you thought that they could be the whole package. So in the space of, this is where I had an abusive experience, and now someone came into my life that appeared to be the whole package, because that's what I made them to be, the whole package. And they were there for a season, for a reason. I made them the whole package, which is distorted, because I was living from a distorted place because I was hurt. And now when I started growing, their distorted place started reflecting, right, and coming up, because now you're experiencing rejection. And now I also get rejected from you based on the fact that maybe you were doing something in a distorted way, from a distorted motive. Oh, wow.
So I was fulfilling their need to be needed.
Woo, Woo!
So,
Oh
for
my gosh,
example-
talk about the pain behind it.
For
Wow.
example, needing a father figure.
Right.
And then an older man comes into your life who's a father figure.
Right.
And when you're a daughter, you love your dad.
Yeah.
And so when you have somebody positive coming into
Right.
your life, when you have somebody who's there for you, always
Right.
there for you, you're not thinking about their needs.
Wow.
You're thinking about what they're doing in your life.
Wow.
It didn't happen until years later when I started growing that I didn't need those things anymore. We flipped places. And so them seeing my actions as rejection,
Right.
me seeing their actions as rejection,
Right.
we split. Wow. And we split it was horrible. With a lack of understanding, with a
goodness,
lack,
right.
no one there to mediate, we split. And it wasn't until a decade later that they came to me and apologized publicly.
Oh my
And
goodness.
said, what I did to you was wrong because I couldn't risk losing you as a daughter. Wow. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll never trust anybody else again for the rest of my life. So when you grow up with dysfunction, when you grow up with abuse, and then you find what you consider healthiness, all it did was peel off the scab. It was a different level of control, a different level of pain. I couldn't see the person.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it shows you how not to be off balance and how not to put people. It's like a mentor.
Right.
I have mentors. I don't put them in relationships as friends.
Right.
It's
So
putting
identifying
people-
who they are.
Yes.
So what you're saying is, okay, we're probably getting ahead of ourselves, but this is so good. This is so good.
Come on.
It's so good. So, okay, so we have the soul wound, which the soul wound could be betrayal or abandonment or trauma, whatever it is. So you already had a soul wound. The person that came into your life had a soul wound, right?
didn't know
Which
it.
you didn't know.
No.
Because we're both living from a distorted place, right? Which happens, right? And it seems like it was good. And now you're saying that because of the distorted filters, right? Now this person is rejecting you because they have some stuff that they haven't dealt with. But then I'm thinking about, even when I'm moving from a distorted place, another thing that I've identified in my life is I actually was an overperformer. So overperforming because of some other things through a distorted lens has caused me to realize, oh my gosh, that's not good. Or being this person who's a people pleaser from a distorted lens. Oh, everybody's happy with me. Everyone's, oh my God, everybody's happy with me. All the people love me. All the people don't love you. That's distorted as well. We don't have time to get into that. But when you think people love you, and even with social media now, it's so dangerous when you have all these likes or people are commenting. Do they like you or do they like what you're presenting? You know, and even in leadership for myself, I've had to walk through some areas of distorted vision and being like, those are the people that I serve. And those are the people that I serve. If they reject me, I still am called to serve those people. It doesn't come with this place of life where you're like, oh, people are just going to automatically like me.
Right.
And so that can skew how I move in life.
Right.
And that's very painful.
Right.
And even I just believe that someone received an answer and was like, oh my God, I never heard it like that. That someone could come into my life and do good. And from their distorted place and where I had placed them, we both end up in a very painful place because nobody was healed. I wasn't healed when they were helping me. And the person helping me wasn't healed.
And wasn't honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like peeling it back and peeling it back. How many people are like listening or living life right now like that? Whoo. Oh my gosh. So now it's the pain is shaping the perception and it limits the growth.
So the healer became the abuser. Where they became verbally abusive. And I didn't know how to take it. Wow. Because I couldn't get past, but I needed you.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the person.
Ooh,
And of course they're older.
So,
like I said, father figure, they're older.
That's
But I
so
couldn't
real.
see the person. All I saw was, why is this happening?
yeah, that's so real.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Oh, yeah.
Because you said I had made this person everything. And the placement in life was that you were everything, and I didn't give you this one space, so you had all spaces, which mean that I was totally vulnerable and transparent and open to you, and this is where I ended up. Wow. So for those of you who are listening or watching, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about a filter that you might be seeing your own life or seeing through, right? That's not actually based in truth. That's one of the things that I like to talk about, but in pain. And what Tena and I are talking about today when we talk about our life and we talk about this filter and we talk about how it hurts us. And then people still talk about people writing books and songs about their betrayal and their distorted vision. But I want you to think about what you're not owning too, right? Because there's a place in that I have to own. I can't just keep talking about the one that betrayed me or the person that rejected me. And I know that until I'm healed, it's just a clash of a whole lot of other things in my life as we're moving forward. I'm thinking about it in a moment that something good could come into a space, or someone that appears to be good can come into a space, and that I am distorted. They are distorted. Everything we're doing is all distorted.
Well, I look at it as
Craziness.
when you start needing a person.
Oh, that's so good.
I went
the need.
From, yes, you're good for me to needing you.
That's so good.
And it's when you rely on them.
Right.
To be your healing. You're putting them in a place of God.
Wow.
So though when we went through that hurtful space, which we're fine now.
Right. Understood.
But when we went through that hurtful space,
wow,
I couldn't see it. I couldn't understand it. But I made them what they weren't.
Wow.
Instead of accepting what they were.
Everybody breathe in, breathe out. That's heavy. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Okay, in case you got triggered, we're going to give you some steps and some things, right? Because we know that it can be sensitive. We know that there are people who are, maybe it was yesterday that this has happened, or maybe for you it's 10 years ago. We're not going to jump over it, but we want you to know that we're here to give you some answers, some insight, and to help you with vision, because how you're seeing, how you're experiencing life, if it's through a distorted lens, then there's some things that you don't see through the wounds that has happened in your life that in this moment I believe God is bringing up. So let's talk about what the process of inner healing, how it could look, right, in the spiritual space of having our spiritual vision restored. What would you say, Tena, how can someone even begin to recognize when they're seeing life through distortion or through the wound? How can you even identify it? What would you say to someone so they can recognize it?
One is being honest of what's hurting you.
That's good.
And a lot of it is expectation.
Hurting. Wow.
You'll hear it, say we have a mother-daughter relationship.
Right.
And you'll hear it, well, they were supposed to be this for me.
Wow, that's so good.
And sometimes we don't realize it until we get older.
Right.
They only were able to give us what they could give us.
That part.
But as a young person, we want the whole package. You know what I mean?
And you deserve it.
Absolutely.
You should have it, you know?
But they never got it.
Right.
So you see all these cycles repeating themselves, and it's okay. So I heard someone say it this way. When you recognize that area where you were rejected or hurt, as you grow, go back and heal her. So for example, someone who needed that mother love, go back and mother that little girl that's inside of you that never received that love. Sometimes you have to be you and the mother at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be you and go back. Once you receive that healing or get acknowledgement of what it is, go back and heal that part of you so you don't live with a wounded lens. You see everything from your pain. We judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge others by their actions. I didn't mean
Wait a minute. Don't skip past that.
Yeah, okay.
Say that again.
We judge ourselves by our intentions. So if someone confronts us, like you were saying in our last episode, if someone says, hey, you're kind of sharp when you say things like this, we'll say something like, but I didn't mean it.
Right.
That doesn't excuse it.
That's good.
Because we didn't intend to be sharp.
Right.
We have to deal with those emotions and say, okay, I am sharp.
Right.
Why?
Wow.
I don't get a pass to be sharp.
Right.
And then I get upset with everybody else who's sharper
to
than me.
So you're judging them on their actions, but no one should judge you on yours. Wow. Only it wasn't my intention.
Right.
I get you.
Right. I don't get a pass not to get healed and judge everybody else because they're dysfunctional. I have to heal.
Wow.
Do the work.
Okay. So that's big. That's a lot. Let's sit in that for just a moment. If you're listening or if you're watching, let's just sit in that. Let's just not pass through or just think about that person, right? Because we're talking about healing,
right?
And she's giving us some steps and some things. What are just like a practical or spiritual tool you would give someone to help them in the inner work? What is just like one practical or spiritual tool?
With me, I started journaling.
Oh, wow.
I have journals from 30 years.
30 years
30.
Of journaling.
I was honest with God, and I would sit down and write how I felt.
Right.
And then I would get quiet and write what I felt his response was.
Okay. That's so good.
Sometimes we never, we work over our pain.
Right.
We know it's there, but
Right.
we never go back and deal with
Right.
it. Sometimes
So
you have to be
true.
honest.
So
This is what I feel.
Right.
This is how I feel. And this is why I feel. And not be afraid to feel.
To feel. Right.
Because sometimes we think if I cry, I'm never going to stop crying. If I go there, I'm never going to stop. It's going to be too much.
But it was already too much, right?
Yeah. We have to go back and feel.
We have to go back and feel. Y'all heard that? You have to go back and feel.
Yeah.
One of the things that I would say for myself in my early years was like forgiveness. There was an area for me where I didn't even know, like I was newly saved and I think I was 20 still. And the Lord brought up the inner wound that was so distorted. And he was like, you have to be healed from this, but you can't be healed until you forgive. And for someone who's listening or watching, you may be saying to yourself, well, I have forgiven. And so I wanted you to know this in the most delicate way, that forgiveness is the open door, the access for your inner healing. And it's not about anyone's behavior change, right? We sometimes think that forgiveness is that somewhere in there, someone's going to change their behavior, and they're not. Some of those people may still be the same, or if the person is now gone, you still have to release and forgive. And for me, I found that forgiveness was difficult at first, because I thought it was like me being a punk and saying, you all right, what you did, I'm okay with it. But as I got into the wisdom and the understanding of how God has created forgiveness, I was able to see that it was like I was locked up. And this was the very key that I myself, because no one could do it, to put into the lock and unlock it. And that forgiveness really helps. So I just wanted to share that with someone who may be listening or watching and saying to yourself, well, I feel like I don't know what to do. I will say Tina gave you something, and I'm going to say this as well. They go together. You have to forgive. And while you're journaling, you might have to say a lot of things while you're journaling that you wouldn't be able to say to the individual, because sometimes we think that we need to tell people what they've done to us. I don't think all of those things work. Sometimes you told people what they did to you and they don't change, and now you're mad again. So I'm not going to get into that. That's distorted too.
I've learned something. So in one of my journaling experiences, the Lord told me very clearly. He said, as you're trying to forgive their sins. Jesus forgives sins. Forgiveness is not forgiving a person's sin.
That's it.
Forgiveness is forgiving the person. So it's really identifying, one, who the real enemy is.
Right.
And two, me forgiving the person doesn't excuse the sin.
No.
Jesus forgives that.
Right.
I'm not called to forgive that.
Right. Because that's impossible. Yes. We'll have to come back and talk about forgiveness a little bit more.
Yes.
I hope that you're getting something out of this. And if you're listening at this moment or you're watching, please share this out. Leave a review. Please subscribe if you have not already done that. We want to talk about what it looks like if you're leading from a healed place.
Oh, I love this.
Right? Leading from a healed place, which is so much different than when you're leading from a distorted place. Hello, somebody. So when you're leading from a healed place, what would you say it looks like to lead from a healed place?
Okay, I have two things.
Okay.
It looks like empathy without enabling.
Come on, Tina.
Come on. It looks like leading without needing validation.
Wow. Let's stop. She's dropping so many gems right now. But let's do the first one. What does that look like?
Empathy without enabling.
Yes.
I can be sensitive.
Woo.
I can be caring.
Oh my gosh, I feel like getting out my chair, guys.
And still hold you accountable.
Right.
I can have compassion.
Wow.
Without excusing.
Wow. That's so good.
It's leading and serving from a place of love, not excuse. And when you love correctly, where the problem is, we've seen it done with abuse.
So true.
So
true.
It's like correcting an error. You correct the error.
Right.
You don't abuse the person. So this is what's wrong.
Right.
Not you are a wrong person.
Right. That's
You know what I
so
mean?
good.
I appreciate your effort, but this is how it needs to be done. Not you always mess it up.
Right. Which means that you're making it a very personal thing against my character, against me. But when you're saying it that way, you're talking about the act, and that because I can change the act, I can improve, right? I love that.
Or you may not be the person for the job.
That part.
This is what's needed.
So good.
And it's being able to say, hey, this is what's needed from a sound place.
Wow. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
What can someone do today just to begin reclaiming clarity, wholeness, and trust? What can they just do today? Because sometimes when we're thinking about our journey, we think that one day I'm going to get there. I want to get there tomorrow, or I want to be where you are. I'm listening to Tena right now, and I'm like, oh my God, I just want to be there. What's just one thing?
I would say every day make a better decision. Wake up. This is how I'm going to focus today.
Okay.
If this happens, I'm not going to react.
Okay.
I can respond, but not react.
Okay.
Make a decision and be honest with yourself. I'm making a decision. Say, for example, you have to go to a family function.
Right.
You know things are going to be chaotic with some family members.
Right.
You can make a decision, hey, when this happens, either I'm going to excuse myself or I'm not going to internalize it.
Right.
But I'm going to practice being whole. No. My peace is valuable. I paid for this.
Right.
No. That daily decision, you know what? I'm okay.
Right.
I'm okay. Get up.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep moving towards the healing.
Daily.
Yes. I think for me, I would encourage a listener or someone watching to not stop the healing process.
Love that.
Not stop the healing process. I believe that there are moments where you can, and that's every day what you're saying, right? Because there are moments in my life where I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not sure if I want to deal with that. Because it's the pain that's happening in my soul and the memories and all the things that come up. So for me, I was like, don't stop it. Because on the other side of this is you, the person that you praying for, who you want to be. And also, this is what God wants for you. So I would say don't stop. Don't drop the process. Don't stop the process at all. Oh, this is so good.
Let me quote somebody for you.
Okay.
Craig Groeschel. He does a leadership. He does a lot of leadership trainings. He said this in one of his books. I remember it. He said, go through and make a list of everything that's bothering you. Things that's deeply suppressed in your heart. And I want you to get a box. And I want you to call this box the God box.
Weeks later, people are still making a list.
He said, I want you to make a God box.
Right.
He's like, so in this God box, I want you to be honest with yourself.
Right.
And say, this bothers me, this bothers me. And he was like, and I want you to pray, and I want you to put these things in, this helped me, in the God box. Now you have these things in the God box. He's like, and tell yourself, I'm not going to keep rehearsing this pain. I'm a heal, but I'm not going to keep rehearsing how it made me feel, when they did this, going through step by step. He was like, now the next time you choose to rehearse it, take that paper out the God box and tell God, you're not good enough to fix this. He was like, if you see how when we pray about something, then we go back and then we put it back on. We put that pain back on. We're saying, God, you can't fix this. No, this is in a God box. I'm willing to do the work.
Wow.
God, you can fix this. Show me what to do.
Wow.
But don't take it back and put that pain back on. You're sleeping with pain.
Ooh. Stop taking it back on.
Yeah.
So you just got some really great things, Tena. That was so good. Wow. So good. So here is the question that I have for you. Now, for the listener, This is for you. Where in your life or leadership might healing unlock a clearer vision? That's what you want to ask yourself. She was saying, like, write it down, certain things, right? And put it in that box. She just gave you like a tool and things you could do. But I want you to think about where in your own life or your leadership place you might find yourself unlocking this place of greater vision, because healing is so prevalent, is so necessary, and you're not going to stop healing. This is the thing that I remind myself of, is that God knows all things, right? And that when we say, create in me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me, that God is doing this thing. And when he starts to do it, sometimes he may bring up something that you don't even remember. So you want to ask him to unlock the healing and keep it going. The Bible says that he restores our soul. So when you restore the soul, when you think about the word restoring, it literally means to return to the original. And so when you're thinking about what God is doing in your life, in this place of distorted vision, he is restoring you. He's bringing you back to a place of original vision, being able to see and hear the way he intended it to be, not through the lens of distortion, not through your past, not through the wounds, right? We're not discounting that they happened, but we know that there is an answer. We know that there is healing. We know that there is a promise for that. So I just want to encourage you to not stay in distortion and make excuses, and understand that in this moment, you have the power. You have the moments that you can say, as Tina said, be present, right? Because that's what's going to help you. And don't keep going back and forth and taking it and putting it back, taking it and putting it back. I can't do this no more. Taking it and putting it back. Keep saying, God is able. He's already done it, and I'm going to receive everything that he promised me. That's what I want to encourage you for. I want to encourage you for that. This has been so wonderful. Oh my gosh, Tina, this has been good. You have dropped some gems and some nuggets and some simple steps. And also, I believe somebody eyes or aha moments also happen. And I just pray that they will receive it and move in it. If not today, tomorrow. Right? As long as you start, that's where I'm at. And then there's no shame, no judgment. We're just moving forward in those things. Right. And your healing process is not mine, because we did not experience the same things. Right. So you saying, girl, do you feel like that? I didn't experience that. Right. I can't say what I would feel. I can only say what I think I would feel, but you're the one that had to go through that. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your story, and also for being a light and a witness, right? And for helping all the women that you've been helping. Here comes your rapid reflection question. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. What's something you've had to unlearn in your healing journey? How about that part?
In my healing journey,
something you had to unlearn.
I would say I have to go back. Negative self-talk. You don't think you're being negative.
Yeah.
But when you look at yourself, how many positive things do you say?
Say, woo, come on.
I'm not talking about fake.
Right.
I'm not talking about social media.
Yeah.
But when you look at yourself in the mirror, when you get dressed in the morning, how many positive things do you say about yourself?
Right. That's good. Yeah. That's good. So unlearning that's really good. And again, for those who didn't hear you last time, how would you define optimum living in one sentence?
In one sentence, I would say fulfilling my purpose.
Wow.
Fulfilling my purpose. I was born for a reason. I was formed for a reason.
Come on.
And I'm showing up.
Come on.
To the best of my ability. Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Thank you.
You're making a difference in your show.
You.
Yes, you are. And I'm so happy about it.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh my gosh. This has been so good. We've been talking and just going over some things. So here's what I want to remind you, that vision is sacred. And so is your healing. Okay. When we make space to heal what's hurting us, we gain the clarity to lead with compassion, confidence, and wisdom.
Yes.
If this episode helped you to see something differently or gave you permission to slow down and do your own healing work, right? Don't keep it to yourself. Make sure that you share it out. Share it out, leave a comment, like it. Let us know what you heard today, what spoke to you. And if you haven't already left a review, leave a review if you're listening. And thank you so much for being with us. This is our episode today. I am Sybil Bull, and this is Optimum Living, where we're just talking about transformative growth. And we want you to know that God has designed you to live an optimum life. And I'll see you next time.